In the first part of this two-part video series, we discussed what is mind and why we should manage our brain. In this video, we'll be discussing 4 simple techniques which you can learn to better manage your brain.
Think about your brain as a child. What does a child want? Child in your brain wants to feel safe. It wants to be loved. Its prime objective is to ensure the survival of the body. So, it will automatically want to prevent any situation which gives pain right now. Be it that gym class or that broccoli. It seeks instant gratification rather than long-term fulfillment.
I am aware that there's lots of technical faults in this model, but it helps us to understand the attributes of our brain. So please bear with me on this. Now let's discuss what does our human mind want.
Our human mind thrives on growth and purpose. It thinks long term. Anything which you set as your goals is what your mind wants. Once you understand that your brain is not you and its attributes are similar to those of a child, it becomes far easier to manage it.
Now let me talk about the 4 techniques which we can use to effectively manage our brain. If you focused on winning those small and easy battles with your brain, soon your brain will get used to following instructions.
Every morning when the alarm rings, instead of hitting snooze, leave the bed before you can count till 5. This gives less time for brain to make excuses. Set the alarm for going to gym, and as soon as the alarm rings, decide you will not have a dialogue with your brain until you are outside of your house.
You cannot win an argument with the brain because it has control on your emotions and it is far more intelligent. It is therefore best to act before you have time to think in these situations. Your child brain needs motivation, while your human mind is driven by inspiration.
There is a thing about motivation. It's like a ripple in the water. When you throw a stone in a pond of still water, you will instantly see the formation of numerous ripples. But what happens if you did not throw another stone? The water will become still again.
Motivation works in a very similar way. Therefore, to keep our child brain motivated, we need to consistently make efforts. There are 2 steps which you can take to keep your brain motivated. Number 1 is have positive conversations.
When having a conversation with your brain, or what we call self-chatter, treat as if you were talking to a close friend. It is obvious that if we are not nice to a friend, sooner or later we'll lose that friend. Same is the case with our brains. If we are not nice when talking to our brain, soon our brain could start separating itself from us or our mind. This is what leads to depression or, in extreme cases, dissociative identity disorder.
Imagine a situation where you had a close friend who is constantly criticizing you, but you could not get rid of this friend. Well, if you're criticizing yourself, this is exactly the situation you're putting your brain into. The second step which you can take to keep your brain motivated is feed the right information.
The brain works like a computer. It processes the information it receives and produces emotions and reactions. While it's hard to control our emotions and reactions, we, our mind, can filter or choose the information sent to our brain.
A good way of doing so is by taking time out every morning to consciously feed positive information to our brain. You can do this by reading a good book or by using affirmations. I have created an audio affirmation which I listen to every morning while having my coffee. You can find a link for this in the description of this video. Remember, it is a feeling which is more important. Just like the lemon experiment, you should feel it more than you listen to it. There was a point in history of our civilization when all we cared about was food. As long as we got 2 meals for the day, we couldn't care less about anything else. The problem with today's information overloaded world is that we care too much, or as Mark Manson said, we give too many Fs. Everything we care about takes a part of our time and energy. We only have 24 hours in the day and limited amount of energy. Then why waste it on things that don't matter to you? Actually, there might be things that matter to you, but still not worth caring for. Let us look at some examples.
A cashier at the supermarket is being rude to you. Is it really worth waiting for the manager to complain about him or her? Who cares? You slept in today and missed your gym. Is it really worth ruining the rest of your day by carrying this guilt? You can go to the gym tomorrow or in evening. Who cares?
Not caring is not about being irresponsible, but actually quite the opposite. It is about being responsible or having the ability to respond to more important tasks at hand.
Have you ever noticed that if you have too many tabs open in your laptop or computer, it dramatically slows down?
Our brain works in a very similar fashion. Every thought is like a tab. During the day, we open so many tabs that our brain is never performing at its full potential. Controlling thoughts could be daunting. I'm sure many of you, including me, have tried and failed. But what if I told you there is a better way? Remember how we discussed brain and mind are separate?
Thoughts are basically a conversation between brain and mind. Every thought is a dialogue initiated by the mind. Stop the dialogue and the thoughts will stop. Mental chatter is we talking to ourselves. So in order to stop thinking, you just have to stop talking.
Practice this for at least 2 minutes every 3 hours during the day. This will help keep your brain functioning optimally. I hope you found this video useful. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Also, remember to follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get future updates. Thank you for watching.